Right, welcome back. You're still watching the Afia Morning Show, on top of the morning to you once again. Now we're still waiting for a special guest, the ADC candidate, who will be joining us in moments. But while we wait for his connection, let's take this quick report from Onitsha, Anambra State, where Chibuikem Aguomba brings us insights on how the election fared in the polling units he monitored. Take a look.
We are live at Ward 9, Polling Unit 019 in Onitsha North local government area. The Inec'S officials are here, as you can see right behind me, but election is yet to commence because voters are not here, including party agents. People are suffering voters' apathy. And we hope that people start turning out. At various polling units visited, accreditation and voting went smoothly, with moderate turnout of voters. Inec'S officials told Afia TV that they were prepared to start the election process.
As you can see this morning, we are fully active and ready for the election to commence, for the Anambra State Governorship Election to commence. But the only difficulties we are having, which I won't be explicit about it, is the fact that the party agents are not here or are not yet ready. We've only seen one out of the designated parties that are supposed to be here. Then for the voters register has been pasted. We are still waiting for them. And I wouldn't like to see it as a situation of having a voters apathy, being that we are just starting, and I believe in shortest time they will all commence their voting as expected.
Voters told Afia TV the election was free, fair and well conducted.
We go free and fair. Because we're now fighting, and we're now fighting. We are waiting for others to come. Let them come and vote. We don't have any challenge except the agent or for other parties. That is the only challenge we have now.
My observation is too far and too good. From the beginning, the election didn't go because of the fever, but at last it starts. Well, from that time, everything is going well, no problem. They are voting. Well, some people didn't vote because of the fingerprint of you. That's the worst problem I have here, but other things is going well.
If you're not government, and they to accuse government, especially these polling units.
Later in the day, at about 2:30 p.m., when the voting ended, counting of ballots began at polling unit 004, Ward 9. Today is the 8th day of November 2025, the day that the people of Anambra decide who is going to be their governor for the next 4 years. Sitting here today tells a different story. Just beside me, you have people going about their normal activities. Like today is another Saturday. And behind me, you can see a bus loading to take passengers to their various destinations on the day of the election. Just there, at the hospital, we have a polling unit. That is Ward 5, polling unit 004. And here, we have another polling unit, Ward 9. And around these polling units and these wards, we have people going about their normal activities. And this leaves the question, will people be deciding today in Onitsha North local government area? For now, this is the update. By evening, the final results from the polling units were announced, amid cheers from some supporters and calm acceptance from others. Result has officially been counted, and voting here at Ward 9, polling unit 004 has officially come to an end. As you can see, the assistant presiding officer is pasting the result on the wall. And there, you can see that the All Progressives Grand Alliance has pulled a total of 105 votes, defeating their nearest contender, which is the All Progressives Congress, pulling a total of 29 votes. And this officially marks the end of every form of electioneering activity here in this polling unit and in this ward. Overall, the election in Onitsha North local government area was characterized by orderliness but low voter turnout. Could this be a long-lasting issue in elections? 2027 will give us a clearer picture. In Onitsha North local government area, Chibuikem Aguomba reporting for Afia TV.
All right, and there you have it, the report from Chibuikem. Good job, Chibuikem on the field. Nnamdi, I mean, you've seen it all. I think one of the biggest revelations we've seen, of course, is the one by the AAC. What we heard the ADC candidates say earlier about the alleged Abga canvassers. I mean, how do you think Abga would respond to such an allegation? And of course, visual allegation, as you did see the video of him grabbing that card and holding it and saying, look at this, is that allowed?
It's not allowed. You have 24 hours before the election, all campaigns must cease. In fact, I remember working previously at a media house where we were almost fined by the NBC because we had a news broadcast in the night and there was news about an APC candidate. And you know, like the graphics for the news, they put the APC logo and they said we were campaigning. Well, like, no, it was just like, no, like, they are very hardline, you don't do that, you don't do that. But yet, here we are, on election day, people wearing Abga canvasser, calling people to vote, voter canvassing, voter harvesting, vote harvesting, ballot harvesting on election day.
But the question now,
at the polling
is
units.
Who is going to solve the problem? So we had Choma called on the
police,
the governor-elect, to go ahead and address his party members who are being accused, right? So is it the governor-elect that will do that? Is it Inec? Is it security operatives?
This is what's meant to happen. The parties are meant to collect all their evidence. Now, when they collect all their evidence, they're meant to bring it to the tribunal. And the tribunal is meant to, like now, that girl clearly said Abga. You're meant to invalidate Abga at that word immediately. At that polling unit, rather, immediately. Because their votes are compromised. You must either have a re-election or something. But if you don't have a re-election or you cancel the votes of Abga, or there has to be something you do. The problem is that one, I won't say silly, but one, I won't say compromised either. But, you will see a questionable act from a judge on a frivolous and quasi-fraudulent technicality. We'll come and give you a reason why there is no time, or there is no, they will delay and say there is no time. It's sad when the system is rigged to favor some people. You have a situation where it now becomes a case of, we can't do that. But I mean, like right now, we have video evidence. You now see lawyers who come and waste time, then the technicalities to be thrown out.
But the question now is, did they need tags? If there were canvassers on the field, did they need to wear tags?
Impunity. When there's impunity, you don't know that you should do things
What
secretly.
does impunity mean?
Impunity means lack of fear of consequence. You commit crimes without fear of consequence. You don't think anything can happen. Impunity is basically a polite way of saying nothing will happen. You do anything you like. It's like there's corruption in Nigeria because of impunity. There are no consequences. You can steal all the money in the world and you won't go to jail. The same thing, you can commit crimes and bribe your way out of it. So that impunity is Nigeria's real problem. That is why somebody thought it was a good idea to give canvassers a tag to go to the polling unit and be canvassing for Abga. And what is their job? Like, if you put two and two together, where Chioma also tells you of the lady, that is pointing to where they are sharing money.
Yeah.
Immediately, you can put a job there. Probably to tell you, vote to go and collect your. I'm not saying for certain that's what it is, but I'm saying that if you are to put two and two together, you might get Monrovia. so
who is going to build the cart? I mean, do you see any action? Because, Nnamdi, I'll be frank with you, it's exhausting.
Yes, it is.
We just keep talking and nothing is being done. And some people, what? Let me say, the highest level of impunity is that some people who are complicit in the crimes that we are revealing on this program are just just saying to themselves that, they're just going to talk and get tired, right? We heard when Mr. Alex today was talking about Sujimoto and how it seems that everybody has forgotten, right? So some people who are the alleged canvassers may be watching this and then they're just like, nothing is going to happen.
Nothing is going to happen.
Then what is the point of saying that democracy is being practiced in Nigeria? If something like this nobody cares, nobody will do anything about it. The evidence is glaring, but you have observers saying that, it was okay, they did not do badly, INEC did okay. Is it going to yield any results, or are we just wasting our time?
I'm old enough to remember in the early days, like 2003, when foreign observers had press conferences. This was the information that was taken to tribunals, because they would come with detailed accounts of electoral malpractices and violations. The observers from civil society, foreign observers, local observers, they were in-depth, they were analytical. I had even worked with a couple of them, and I assure you that these press conferences were fire. You didn't even have to beg media houses to show up, because they were coming with that heat. Now it seems as if the political parties are creating their own civil society organizations that come after the elections to give it a clean bill of health, so that you can now go and post on media that civil societies give it clean bill of health when it is you that send them to go and stay that. So it's basically a full circle. If you look at Lewis Carroll's famous book Alice in Wonderland, we've all read it. The caucus race, nobody wins, just running in a circle. There's a pointless race. You can't call running in circles a race because there's no winner, there's no loser. It's just a caucus race moving in a circle. It's the same thing with the Nigerian establishment and institutions. There never seems to be a beginning or an end to any of these things, and nobody wants to get to that caucus race of legal rigmarole where you're just moving up and down.
Up and down.
Nothing ever happens.
The question now,
nobody ever gets convicted. Nobody ever pays out.
You talked about consequences earlier.
Yeah.
Should this impunity continue in Nigeria in the election process? And if not checked, what would be the outcome of this?
As long as the most corrupt, the most easily, the most compromised, and the most willing to violate their, oath of office, as long as those type of people in the judiciary are exalted to judges at appeal courts, high courts, supreme courts, there will be impunity. Because impunity is killed by law. So even if policemen are corrupt, if a I remember my friend had an issue with police in Lagos, and I remember somebody said, just wait, make sure you're in, I can't remember her name, I think she's Mojisola, make sure you're in this woman's court. She's very honest. This one is a friend of police, one is a friend of police. I'm like, for real? Luckily, we got in the court of the honest woman that day. She really washed the police for what they did and everything. It was fantastic to watch. I think it's Judge Mojisola. I'm trying to remember her name. I was so impressed and overawed. Like, you mean we have this quality? You see, such women will not be exalted. It will be those who are tied politically, those who have, at one level, helped somebody collect councillorship, help somebody collect local government. Then they keep propping you up so that as their political career is going, you are there to checkmate anybody who wants to, use your misdoings to stop you. So it's sad. You have people building. So what you have is political parties building the entire government. They're building their judiciary, they're building their executive. Judiciary should be independent, legislature should be independent, executive should be independent. And in the whole electoral process, only the legislature and the executive should be involved in the voting. But when you have a fact that the judiciary are also more or less quasi-card-carrying members, the impunity will continue forever and never. Right now, they're getting ready to move into their new WK houses in Abuja.
I mean, it's Namdi, what an end. I mean, it's quite sad to see what's going on. And unfortunately, we have to inform you now that the ADC candidate would not be available to join us on the morning show today due to some, of course, personal reasons. But he has committed that he will join us on the show tomorrow to share his own experience. But I think that video already reveals a lot. And for some of us who still have many questions, as always, we'll, of course, be here to ask him those questions on the show tomorrow. Until Namdi and I see you again tomorrow, of course, same time and same channel. I remain your host, Nathalie Uku.
I'm Namdi Obaya.